everyone, it's your girl Gel Beauty 87 here, and I have tried out yet another foundation again. Now I know that's not why you're here, but every day when I do a video now, I try to try a different foundation in my collection just to see if I still like it or if I don't like it anymore, or how, you know, like I feel about it, because I want to declutter some of the foundations because I don't necessarily use all of them. Like I have certain ones I just grab and go to, and certain ones I like to combine. So today we tried out the Marc Jacobs what is it, the Shameless one, in a little squeezy tube that nobody liked, that went on clearance and then magically disappeared forever. I actually like it though. The only thing is, when I first tried it, I was like everyone else, and I didn't like it because it had like a powder finish to it, if you will, and that was not a vibe. But once I found out how to just put less setting powder on my face, I was fine. But let me tell you what this video is actually about, even though I'm sure you read the title and you know. This is another battle of the. So what we're going to do is we're going to battle the Pat McGrath Mthrshp Mega Celestial Divinity palette against the Colourpop Good Sport palette. Because when I was looking through my stuff, I was like, I know Morgan said Jackie's palette would pair well with this, but I feel like the Good Sport palette would pair well with this as well. So if you have not seen her, unfortunately, she's discontinued. So if you're catching this video, you don't own it, my bad. But if you do own it, I feel like this will be helpful for you in determining if you need to get the Pat McGrath one. But this is what it looks like on the inside. Now, I know it has more mattes than shimmers in it, and you know Mother is a shimmer heavy type of lady, so I was thinking we could do a palette mashup with this in addition to a battle of the. If you all like the battle of the, then I'll try a palette mashup, let me know. But this is what the inside of Mother looks like, and as you can see, they have a lot of the same similar tones. Like it has the same brown that I just showed you in the other palette. It has like a couple of greens, just like, you know, that palette has. So I'm thinking I'm just honestly going to use this shade right here and this green, and then maybe we'll try to pull a try to figure out an inner corner shade when we get there. But they have this champagne-y type shade, so I'm figuring Mother has a champagne-y type shade. She loves to do golds and champagne, so worst comes to worst, we'll have a gold inner corner with this green eye or whatnot, since again Mother loves to do those type of shades. Yep, see, same champagne shade right there. So we're going to use this one, and this one out of here, and the same shades out of here. So we're going to use this one, this green, and then this one over here. Now, mind you, this green ebb, I feel like it's lighter than Mother's, so just be advised, it's going to be lighter. But otherwise, I feel like the look will come out about the same. Now, like I said, since Mother has more shimmers than mattes, it's like maybe you could grab some Colourpop shimmer singles to put with this. Since some of the shades Mother has that are matte, or like, I mean, some of the shades that Mother has are shimmer or matte in here, like this purple. You notice that bright purple that was in Mother's was obviously a shimmer because she loves to put shimmers in palettes. But anyway, let's get started on the eye look. And I have my, I did not realize I left the bag open. Hold please. So I have my Nobler brushes here from the brush set that came with the Trend Move box. So I'm going to use some of those today to try them out for the first time with you, along with using these two palettes to try out against each other. So let's put some primer potion on, because I'm trying to pan some stuff, because I have panned like a good amount of my NARS bronze, and I'm trying to completely finish it up. So once it starts breaking like around the corners, I'm just gonna obviously throw it away, because this was the year of the bronzer that actually, you know, worked for brown people. So it's like they knew that the pandemic was coming, so it was like, we're gonna help them pretend to look bronze and feel better that they can't actually go outside so they'll be darker, to, you know, have that nice natural bronze. So I have like 7 or 8 bronzers that are in my best of, just because, you know, I have so many damn bronzers. But alas, I think it might be more than that. Do not quote me. I didn't have that many highlighters though, believe it or not. Highlighters were the thing I feel like I had the least amount of. I mean, I wasn't too shocked, because it's like I usually stick to the same like few highlighters, I feel like. That's why I try not to buy a whole bunch of highlighters, because I'm like, you know, I don't really use that many. It's only certain formulas that I have a tendency to like. Like, I really like the Nobler ones. I like that formula on everything, though. Like the bronzer, the highlighter, the blush. I feel like that formulation is good for all products. It just goes on really smoothly and gives a nice, you know, glow from within type of situation. And I like the Kaleidos ones because I feel like they're impactful, but they still have a subtleness to them, which I feel like it's hard to do, because it's usually like impactful with a whole bunch of glitter, or it's like really subtle and you hardly see anything. Anyway, so we're gonna start off with Mother. Mother's gonna be on this side, and we're gonna take, like I said, we're just taking this one, and this one. We're not gonna try to do a whole little complex situation, because Mother didn't give us that many mattes to choose from. And I guess I will use my reference brushes with Pat McGrath's palette, and then I'll use the Nobler brushes with the Colourpop palette, and that's how I'll be able to tell which one is for what. So I don't need both these brushes in here. I'm gonna start off with this number 16 from Refer, and probably, well, no, I can't start off with that one. I'm gonna start off with the number 13 from Refer, and then I'll go in with the 16 later on to dust the brown into the crease. But for the outer V work, I'm going to use the Refer 13. And then I have a Refer pencil brush number 3 to put in the inner corner. And let me find my Refer number 2 to put on the lid. So I used to, whenever the Refer would have a certain brush in the, what was it, in their, was the concept store, I would buy it. So then that way I could, you know, build up my Refer collection. Because, like, I was like, I don't know about these brushes, and I don't want to pay $24 for one brush. So I'm going to take this, what is this? The N205 for the outer V of this side. Then we're going to take the biggest, fluffiest brush they have here, which is the N306 for the crease, like I talked about on the novel side. I mean, on the Pat McGrath side. And then I'm trying to decide between this N20. Matter of fact, yeah, I'm just going to use the N204 for that. And then they kind of got this big butterly one that looks like it's more for lower lash line. But since they don't have a more pencil type one, we're just going to use this. This is the N303. So those are brushes we'll be using from the novel set, along with from the Refer set. I told you which ones I'm going to use. So let's get started. Finally, after I've yacked for like the last 6 minutes. So like I said, I'm going to start off with the brown shade here. And just dust this on the outer V real quick. Y'all, I'm so excited. Karen Harris is doing her I said a palette collection tomorrow, and I'm like, yes, I need to watch it. The only thing that sucks is I have to go to work tomorrow, so I'm just kind of like, ugh. Because, you know, since I work at night, they can't let us work Wednesday night, because then we'll go into, like, Thanksgiving Thursday morning, getting off at 6:30 in the morning, and, you know, that means they have to pay time and a half, and they not with it. I forgot how nice and smooth these blend out, because I have not, you know, used this palette in a little while. I've been using like other stuff. About how smooth Mother's formula blends, and it probably doesn't help them using the natural hair brush, just making this blend even easier. Okay, so we're gonna take the Nabla 205 brush now and go into the shade Reckless. This one right here. I believe that's the one I said I was gonna use. Yeah, it looks the same. Now, I know the colors might not be exact. I feel like the Colourpop one is about to be a little more red toned, but hopefully once you get both the gold shimmers, the green shimmers on the lids, you don't notice that this one is a little bit more red tone. But if I remember correctly, it was a little more like burgundy-ish red tone, and I feel like Mother's is just a little more brown. Yeah, I can definitely see that this one is a little bit more burgundy, but you know, we'll just have to work with her. And for this palette to be like, I think like almost a year and a half old, maybe 2 years old, it's still blending pretty decently. Because I've noticed recently, like, they've been having hits and misses with their palettes, so I'm like, And I'm going to try to make sure I do a dupe alert about this, and then, you know, let y'all see it on Instagram, and then I'll put the stuff in action. Well, I'm putting it in action now, but I'm saying, like, I'll tell y'all when I'm going to put the video up for it to be in action. I'm trying to make sure I get Mel Thompson's and the, what is it, the Trial Chrome palette videos up. I want to do one every other day. So I want to do one Monday, one Wednesday, and then one Friday. Yeah, see what I'm saying? Like, you can definitely tell that that's burgundy. You can definitely tell that that's brown. So that's the only difference I'm really seeing so far. And as usual, I put it too far over. So now I need to, you know, take the brown a little bit more over so they'll be even. I always do that. Like, I always blend it further over on this side than I do on the other side. I don't know why I do that, but then I just end up having to come back and, like, blend it further on this side so it'll be even and it won't look crazy. So it's fine. It's totally fine. Totally. Yeah, so there we go. Now we're going to take the bigger, fluffier brush and just put the rest, like, up here and in the crease and everywhere else. So, I'm dragging all the way to the front and kind of dusting over the top of where we first put it on the eye. Just to give it a more, I guess, softer look. Because I notice when I use a more detailed brush, I feel like my crease always looks a little bit harsher. And when I use this brush, I feel like it looks, you know, well, softer. because I guess the brush doesn't pick up as much product, or it smooths it out better. So lately I've been trying to like use this one after I put the stuff in the outer V so that it'll just look a little more airbrushed and softer when I'm blending it. See, it's a whole lot better. So now we're gonna take the N306 brush and take that same color Reckless with this brush and start blending it all up in the crease like that as well. Now I will say I am liking the color of the Colourpop shade just a little bit better, but we'll see how it looks once we get the green down. And it's blending pretty nice and softly and easily too. I just feel like it's a little bit more, you know, pigmented, or maybe I just put a little bit more on, or this brush picks up a little bit more than the other one I did does, because I feel like it looks more, you know, pigmented and deeper than the brown side does. But again, that could just because the color is burgundy. So okay, looking pretty good. Now we're going to go in with the lid shade. So let's swatch the greens next to each other to kind of get an idea of how it's gonna look. I feel like I remember this ebb color being like much lighter. Well, it's not a whole bunch lighter, but as you can see, it's clearly more vibrant than Mother's is. Mother has a little bit more of that deeper olive tone. This is Pat McGrath, and then this is the Colourpop one. So I feel like on the lid, you'll be able to tell the Colourpop side is a little bit brighter. But, you know, I'm going to start off with the Pat McGrath side. I'm going to take my reference number 2 and put the green shade all over the lid. Yes, that looks nice. Yes, I'm feeling this eye. Okay, let's get into the Colourpop eye, and we're going to take the N204 brush and go into that ebb shade. Again, like I told you, I don't expect them to look the same because this one is definitely brighter. I'm just trying to tell you that you can get a similar effect, so you don't have to feel bad if you necessarily wanted to get the one and couldn't like afford to, because, you know, everybody's falling upon hard times right now. I was watching the news and some people were talking about how they like would only eat once a day so that way their kids could like have enough food to eat. So like, you know, sis, you know, if you can get the eyeshadow palette that's cheaper, just get the one that's cheaper. It's fine. So now I'm gonna take this brush and dust back over that shimmer shade. Even I don't really feel like I need to do this. It's just like more of a habit type thing. I'm actually really liking these Napping brushes, so I'm quite impressed. I don't know what I expected from them, but they're pretty nice. Now we're gonna do the same thing with the reference number 16. Just see, you can just tell by a little bit, like this is a little bit brighter and it's like a little bit more on the burgundy side. But it's like you got plenty of Colourpop palettes, so worst come to worst, you could like grab a different brown out of the Colourpop palette if you like the way this eye is looking, and then just use that green and have a little bit of a brighter green. But there's this darker shade in here like this. I wonder if I tap it on top. Let's see. If I tap it on top of my hand, will it make it more like Mother's shade? Let's see. So when I tap that one on top of it, I still feel like you can still see the vibrancy underneath it. So it's not making it any darker, so there's no point of doing it. I might have had to like do that one first and then swatch and then put the brighter one on top, and then maybe would have toned it down a little bit. But as we can see, it's already on the lid now, so it's too late. It's too late. Try to swatch some of the rest of this color off my finger because I don't want to rub it on my pants. The last color we're going to do is the champagne shade. Even though I was thinking maybe we could do the gold. So, matter of fact, let's swatch both the champagne shades to see if they're going to be similar or not. So we'll take this one. That's the Colourpop one. Let's take the Pat McGrath one. So even the shimmers aren't exactly the same. To me, this looks like more of a satiny shade from Colourpop, and it's a little bit brighter, whereas the Pat McGrath one seems to be a little more glittery, a little bit more goldish. So let's swatch those two yellow golds and see if we can get a similarity out of there. So let's see. Shimmer gold. Shimmer gold. Yeah, see, Mother's gold seems to be more, again, subtle and glittery. So this is the Colourpop one, and this is the Pat McGrath one. Let's see if we can do it up again and get that same, like, color at least. But I feel like Mother's is a deeper gold, and that's a lighter gold. So I figure we can just go ahead with the champagne shades. Although I am kind of liking the gold a little better. So, yeah, let's just go ahead and go with the gold. So this is the Pat McGrath gold, like I said, and this is the Colourpop gold. We're going to go ahead and do those. So I'll start off with the Colourpop gold this time, since I've been starting off with Pat McGrath this entire time. Let's go ahead. It picked up quite a bit of product, so I'm like, ooh. And y'all know I usually like drag it up to the inner corner and kind of onto the lid to where the color is, so that way they blend in nicer. Yeah, these brushes are really nice by Novel. Okay, Novel. I might have to buy the other set that they just came out with. Now that I've tried these out, and I'm quite impressed. Now let's go with Pat McGrath color on this rougher number 3. Yes, because the one I use for my lid is number 2. So yeah, this is number 3. Okay, so I feel like the inner corner is the only thing that somewhat looks the same. Everything else looks a little bit different. Now, I feel like if you saw me from a distance, you wouldn't be able to tell that these are 2 different eyeshadow palettes. But I feel like when you see me close up, then you'd be like, oh, yeah, you know, like that one's brighter and that one's more burgundy. Whereas this one is more of a neutral, if you will. But overall, I feel like it turned out pretty decently. So if you don't have the coin to spend on the Pat McGrath and you already own Good Sport, then I feel like you good, sis. Because, like I said, you can pull some other singles from Colourpop. I'll just pull another Colourpop palette in, but I feel like this has a general idea of what the Celestial Divinity looks like. And I just wanted to show you that you could still, you know, like come up with a look, and you don't have to, you know, be worried about it. So again, this is what Celestial Divinity looks like. And then this is what Colourpop looks like. So see, they have some similar tones. I think Colourpop's obviously is a little warmer, and some of the stuff is different, like that purple matte that's in the corner at the top you see Pat McGrath as the shimmer. They have more mattes than Pat McGrath, but I feel like it'll be a good palette mashup too. So I think I'm gonna film that after this, and then if you all like that, then we can do that. But if you don't, then I might just go ahead and put it on Instagram, because I will have already filmed it. But anyway, those are my thoughts on both these palettes. I think both of them look nice. I really loved Good Sport. I really love Pat McGrath, and I really love Jackie Aina's as well. I have it sitting over here. If you didn't know, like, mine is actually dirty, and my palettes don't get dirty. Look at this mirror, and this palette. My palettes don't get dirty because I try to make sure I keep them clean and nice, but I love Jackie so much till it looks dirty, and I don't ever have to have them. So let's compare these two as well. See, it has somewhat of the same things, like that color, what is this? The shade Edges. I feel like that color right there looks really similar to Edges. I feel like this color right here looks really similar to Ginger. I don't think any of the shimmers are the same though, but you know, it has a couple of things, like the purple is lighter there, the purple in the corner. Both the purples are lighter than Jackie's purples. It doesn't have any of the pinks, it has like yellows instead, but I feel like it'd be a good little alternative to like both of these palettes. But since Jackie's palette's coming back with the Vault, if you want to grab it, I say go ahead and pick it up. Anyway, so like I said, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Remember, you all are diamonds. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.